They demanded I mow my field of weeds, so I sent a herd of hungry deer to eat their prize-winning landscaping. I own 10 acres of what used to be pasture land. I don't run cattle anymore, so a few years ago, I entered into a conservation program. I planted the entire field with a mix of red clover, alfalfa, and native wildflowers. It's not a lawn, it's a meadow. It feeds the bees, the butterflies, and most importantly, the local deer population. The deer love my land. They bed down in the tall grass and gorge themselves on the clover. Because they are so well fed on my side of the fence, they rarely bother the neighbors in Botanical Heights. The ultra-manicured subdivision next door, the HOA board, led by a woman named Patricia, who wins the Local Yard of the Month award every single time, decided my meadow was an eyesore. It looks neglected, she told me, standing by my fence. It's full of ticks, and it's just ... messy. You need to mow it like a lawn. I explained that it was a fodder crop and a conservation buffer. Patricia, if I mow this, the animals that live in there have to go somewhere else to eat. She waved her hand dismissively. That's not my problem. Our bylaws state that properties bordering the subdivision must maintain a tidy appearance. We've petitioned the city for a blight abatement. She actually won. The city judge, who probably lived in a similar HOA, ruled that agricultural use didn't apply because I wasn't selling the hay. I was ordered to mow it down to 4 inches. I warned her one last time. Patricia, you have thousands of dollars of hostas and roses. The deer stay here because the clover tastes better. If I cut the salad bar, they're coming for dessert. Just mow it, she snapped. So, I did. I hooked up the brush hog and shaved 10 acres of lush green food down to a stubble. It looked like a golf course, and it was completely empty of food. That night, the deer herd, about 30 of them, merged from the woods. They walked onto my land, sniffed the stubble, and realized the buffet was closed. But then, they caught a scent on the breeze. Hydrangeas, tulips, prize-winning roses. They hopped the short decorative fence into Botanical Heights, like it wasn't even there. It was a massacre. I woke up the next morning to screaming. I walked to the fence line with my coffee. Patricia was in her backyard, falling to her knees. Her garden looked like locusts had hit it. The hostas were eaten to the dirt. The roses were stripped of every bud. The deer had even gnawed the bark off her ornamental Japanese maples. It wasn't just her. The whole neighborhood was ravaged. Without my clover field, the deer had turned their subdivision into an all-you-can-eat salad bar. Patricia came over, tears streaming down her face. They ate everything. My azaleas, my lilies. Yeah, I said, taking a sip of coffee. They were hungry. You took away their dinner, so they went out for a midnight snack. I told you they liked the clover better. The HOA tried to sue me for harboring pests, but the judge threw it out, laughing that they were the ones who ordered the habitat destruction. Now, they pay a landscaper to come and plant clover on my land every spring just to keep their gardens safe. If you think nature always balances the scales, hit that like button and subscribe.